What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's new episode. We're doing a UFC 313 recap. We saw it last night. We saw it unfold. I want to start off with the main event, kind of go down the card just because I know we want to talk about Ankalaev versus Pereira. Crazy, bro. Going into the fight, Pereira had probably the most aura we've ever seen him with, walking into the cage, pulling the arrow back. It was great to see Pereira get in there another time. He's 37 years old, going against a young up-and-comer Ankalaev, only with one loss. And the fight started off, it's a little bit slower than we're used to, especially with the Pereira fight, especially when Pereira's fighting like Yuri or like Jamal Hill. First round, really dangerous. You don't know if it's going to be a knockout with the left hook, switch kick. Like, I didn't know what to expect watching the fight. And Ankalaev, he hung in there, bro. He was keeping the pressure. He kept Alex against the cage throughout the fight. Pereira was making good use of those calf kicks. Ankalaev wasn't really checking him. He did move out the way once they started landing, but he didn't really switch stances or anything. He stayed at that southpaw stance. But it was just tough to see, especially in the later rounds. Like, I couldn't believe what was going on. I'm like, no way we're gonna see Ankalaev as the champion. Now, Dana White was pissed. Alex Pereira brings in the dough, to say the least, and it's just crazy to see Ankalaev as a champion. I mean, the only good news that I could see from this is like, this probably shows that the UFC isn't rigged. It's not like WWE where the stuff is planned out. None of us really expected this to happen. We expected a knockout maybe in the third, fourth round. Did not happen. Fight did not go to the ground. Alex Pereira I think he stuffed every takedown Ankalaev had for him, even the ones across against the cage. Pereira almost had like a leg sweep, and as soon as Ankalaev went up, Alex swung, bro. He swung with the left hook, and if that would have landed, bro, it would have been lights out for Ankalaev. So I do think they're gonna run this back for a rematch. I do think that's probably the best decision for the UFC. Alex, bro, I think he's just known for being a champion, bro. He literally has a couple tattoos with the belt on him. It's just tough to see, especially after the fight, seeing kind of Alex being a little defeated. A lot of people are saying that the rules need to be changed because the hugging against the cage. Now, this is not the first time we've seen this. We've seen that with Aldo and Batista, also Merab and Aldo. It seems like that's kind of the method right now of just keeping the fighter against the cage. Still landing strikes, those knees, and I'm not saying those don't do any damage, but that does control pretty much the rounds going on in the fight. There wasn't too much damage on Pereira. I mean, he was wearing a little bit of the, some of the shots that Ankalaev hit him with. Now, he did catch him. I'm not saying he didn't catch him, but it did have that different type of style where it's against the cage, a lot more grappling, clinch work, and I'm hoping for a rematch. But the co-main, Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev, bro, that fight was amazing, bro. Didn't know what to expect. Fiziev came out swinging those kicks, Muay Thai clinch, those knees. They were hitting Gaethje, bro. And then Gaethje, I don't know, he had those makeshift gloves, those Temu gloves. Couldn't even see the UFC logo. And they were landing. It was those uppercuts that really caught Fiziev off guard. That one uppercut, I thought it was lights out for Fiziev while watching the fight. But, shout out to Justin, bro. I mean, it takes a lot to get in there, especially bouncing back from that loss from Holloway at UFC 300. We didn't know what kind of Justin Gaethje we were going to see. Now, I'm not going to say that he wasn't on skates a little bit during the fight. There was a couple instances where Fiziev was looking really good, could have knocked out Justin, but it was just Justin's night. He controlled it all the way to the third round, and I'm kind of glad it didn't go 5 rounds because honestly, if it would have went 5, somebody was going out, bro. Somebody was getting knocked out. So probably best for their health, their mental health to make sure it's not 5 rounds. So shout out Justin Gaethje, he's still up there in the ranks. Could be a potential title shot soon, but that was a great fight. That one fight of the night, and also one fight of the night for us watching the fight live. So if you guys haven't, we had like a little live stream. We reacted to all the fights. Distance, he's bouncing back. Spinning wheel kick, knockout. Oh my God. That was crazy. Then the next, the fight before that was Bahamondes versus Jalen Turner. And bro, while I was watching the fight, my stream froze. And as soon as I put it back, I saw Jalen Turner tap into a triangle, man. It was a clean setup after seeing the replay. Now, there is rumors that Jalen Turner said that he was going to retire after that fight. I don't know. A lot of UFC fighters are having difference in opinion, saying that he should still continue fighting. I believe I've seen a video with MMA Guru talking about if he loses, the UFC might cut him. So this might be like he honestly might want to retire, or you know he kind of feels like the UFC might cut him, so he has to vocalize something. I don't know, but it is tough, especially losing in the first round like that via submission. That Renato Moicano loss probably hurts a lot, to be honest, just because he had that fight pretty much over with and he didn't finish it and he ended up losing by decision. So it's tough to see what's next for Jalen Turner if he retires. Respect to him, man. I mean, it's hard to be a fighter, especially with the fierce competition like that. But I'm hoping he gets like one more in to see if he still has enjoyment for fighting. If he doesn't, it is what it is. But it does seem like he there was some footage out there saying that he was trying to just wrap it up after that fight. So shout out Bahamondes. A lot of hype going his way. He's young. That triangle was clean. The fight before that was Lucindo versus Lemos. I was going for Lucindo. She was on a 4-fight win streak. And the fight started off a little bit slower for Lucindo. She was playing a lot of close guard. Lemos was having some heavy pressure with those elbows. She was landing consistently. She had an elbow that landed and ended up cutting Lucindo early in the fight. And in the beginning of the third round, it was kind of like Lucindo's time to really try to make a statement. And she tried. She definitely tried. She had a takedown. She was on top, playing really aggressive on top half guard. It just wasn't enough to do enough damage to end the fight. She did get Lemos tired. Both of them were exhausted by the end of the fight, but Lemos had more control overall throughout the fight. With the close guard position, it was just I felt like Lemos was inflicting a lot more damage than Lucindo. So 4-fight win streak is gone. But shout out Lemos. She was ranked 5. Lucindo was ranked 7th. Now we're going to performance of the night. Ruffy versus Green. Man, the fighting nerds have so much momentum going their way, bro. Once I was watching the fight, I called it. I'm like, yo, I feel a knockout coming. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see a nasty knockout of Green getting knocked out again. I was looking at the highlights too. They were showing Justin Gaethje and Fiziev, their highlights. They were just piecing up Bobby Green and Tony Ferguson, bro. It's like, it's tough to see. Fighting nerds. Ruffy ended up with a spinning wheel kick to Bobby Green's temple. He was out cold. He was out cold for a minute too. Like it was wild to see live, bro. And the fighting nerds, every time one of them hops in there, it's a highlight reel. Like what's going on? I don't know what they're feeding them, but whatever they're doing is working. The fighting nerds, they're making a statement every time they go in there. One honorable mention: we had Joshua Van versus Ray Saruya. And I actually caught that fight from like the second round. And from what I saw, Ray Saruya was just takedown heavy. He was really trying to wrestle, trying to take down Joshua Van, but Joshua Van's cardio was just top tier, bro. He wasn't phased at all. He was just really comfortable in there in the cage. Joshua Van was just doing his thing, and a lot of young talent. So I believe that fight was the first fighters from 2000 that were fighting each other. So those fighters are super young. So can't wait to see what's next for both of them. I feel like Ray Saruya has a lot of potential. Same thing with Joshua Van. It's just the UFC has some talent coming his way, to say the least. So just wanted to get my little recap on the fights. It was just crazy to see Alex Pereira lose. I woke up today, I'm like, bro, Alex Pereira lost. That was like the first thing I thought of. I'm like, bro, Alex Pereira, did that really happen? And it did. He doesn't have the belt anymore. It's crazy to see. I feel like we got to send Yuri Prohaska out there for Ankalaev. Have Yuri get the belt back and then run it back with Yuri and Pereira. I think that's the best pathway. But whatever the UFC decides, that's what we'll see. So if you guys are interested in more videos like this, let me know down below in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. I'll be out there doing live streams next UFC event. You know I'm there. So catch you guys later. We out. Peace.